Hi, this is Neil Boland for Australian Musician, and I'm talking about steel string acoustic guitars. We have another video which is about nylon string acoustic guitars. These are steel string acoustic guitars. Difference being steel strings. As you can hear, the steel strings have a bright tone, as well as a lot of projection as well, which means that they're quite loud as well. If you've seen the other video on nylon string guitars, you'll hear the nylon strings more of a mellow sound. So, for an entry-level instrument, a steel string's not always considered the first option. A lot of guitar teachers will actually tell their students to go out and get a nylon string first. A couple of reasons. Quite often, traditionally, they can be cheaper at the entry level, and the nylon string can be softer under the fingers. As I mentioned in the nylon string video though, quite often, despite the strings being softer, you've got a wider neck, smaller hands don't really get around the neck quite as easily. So it is worth considering a steel string as your first guitar. Okay, so let's just talk about the bits and pieces of a guitar as well, because you're going to need to know some of this terminology when you go to your local music store, even though that will help you out because they're very, very good with that sort of stuff. Let's just talk about the parts. So what we've got here is the headstock. That's this area here. These are the tuning pegs, where the strings go across here. This little white bit here, that's called the nut. And then where we actually play the instrument is called the fretboard, which is on the front here. The fretboard is attached to the neck. Further down, obviously, we've got the body. And the other end where the strings are, this is the bridge, obviously, because the strings go across what looks like a little bridge. And on a steel string guitar too, you'll actually have these little pins that hold the strings in as well. They're called end pins, whatever you want to call it. So, and they're right there. Okay, so that is a steel string acoustic guitar. Now, as far as beginning and wanting to actually buy one of these, the steel string acoustic category for entry-level instruments can start around about the $150 to $300 range, and then going up from there could be the $350 to $1,000 range. But anything in that lower end, if you do talk to your local music store, they will be able to find you something that's good bang for the buck to get you started without laying too much cash. If you're the sort of if you're buying for the sort of person, or for yourself, you're the sort of person that commits to a hobby, and you're a doer and you're a stayer, I reckon maybe consider spending a little bit more, because you might be a bit more inspired to actually keep playing the instrument further down the track. Okay, so that is the steel string acoustic guitar.